should be using my mount, but I'm too fucking lazy to hold my phone up. So I was watching ZaZa Ali last night. I don't really watch her that often. She's talking about homophobia in black men. I don't know about up north how it is, but it's really bad down here. And I look at it kind of akin to, rednecks back in the day. And the idea that I may be a poor white man, but at least I ain't a nigger. And for blacks, it's the same thing. Sorry, it's hot water. Same thing of I may be, this, but I'm not a that. Does that make sense? I may be a black man, I may be poor, but I'm not gay, in essence. And I think that's really what you see there. And ZaZa Ali, she had a girl on there. She took a girl's statements at a thing a while back, talking about homophobia and how we were black men were damaged, raped, buck broken and all this kind of stuff, and how when we see gay men living their truth, living their lives, not harming anybody else, we're defensive as though he's going to try to rape me. Because he's a homosexual, that means in some way he's going to take my manhood. And I thought about what my friend Denzel told me. He was somewhere in a truck stop, and this guy came in. You know what I'm talking about. These guys, I guess, coming on their lunch hour, how he work in the area or something. They're clearly gay. Got the suit on, they're in good shape. You can tell they run. Denzel said that. He said, dude, like he was, really healthy, and guys were making jokes. And even Denzel, even he knew, like, yo, that's dumb. Like, you think because this guy's gay that he wants you. I mean, that dude probably makes more working overtime by itself than you fucking make. He might make more working overtime in a week than you might make in a month or in 3 weeks. Dude probably got a house. Dude probably, taking care of issues and stuff. You're sick ass. You running around here talking about this dude wants you. That's insanity. But I've seen that too. And I'm going to tell you what I think about that. I think that those kind of guys that make a big deal about gay people all the time, like every time I say gay men, I think what it is those are your deplorables. And they disrespect women. They, they devalue women. They treat women as though you just, like one of them, I seen one of them say, he seen a female UPS driver, and the first thing he said, somebody out there is missing a sandwich. See, that's how they think about women. And that's how they think about, that's also part of how they think about black people. That your place is on a farm. Your place is, making me a sandwich. You're not supposed to go to college. You're not supposed. That's why I tell you guys that I'm not against women getting a fair wage or any of that stuff. But I know very well that that's not going to benefit me. And my dad said about JFK, you can be raised right. You can know what's right, but I know that's not going to benefit me. Those women that are out there protesting for a fair wage and all that, they're not necessarily going to protest Trump. They're not necessarily going to march with me the next time a black man gets killed. No. So why am I going to then go out here and march for them? That's where me and Chris Hedges disagree. Chris Hedges believes that that's how the Democratic Party lost power, is that we all went our own separate ways. And so in essence, we lost power instead of having this giant tent. I hear him, and I think he has a very good point. I hear you, Mr. Hedges. But I just know that they're not necessarily fighting for the same things I'm fighting for, and that's okay. But I don't sit here and think that they're gonna go out here and fight for me. No, they're not gonna go out here and block traffic for me. No, they're not gonna do that. When the rubber meets the road, no, they're not gonna do that. But I know that it's like with the Me Too movement and all that. Yes, you have had women that have been discriminated against. You have women that have been abused and had to do this. And Yeah, all that. I believe all that happened. I believe in some places it probably still happens to a lesser extent. You know, yeah, I go along with that. You know, I go along with that definitely. Anyway, getting back on the subject. I just well, I always say I'm careful what I'm fighting for too. You know, but ZaZa Ali was talking about the homophobic stuff, and you know, she was trying to explain it. The girl she put on there was trying to explain it. I think she's right, but I thought about that. I put that in my head. You know what that's really saying? That's saying if you got a generation of black men out here that's walking around here that's really damaged. Not unlike the father in that movie, American Beauty, you know. The movie was ahead of its time. With Kevin Spacey, ahead of his time. The part where the father was getting dope from his girlfriend's son. And the dude thought that he was, you know, fucking his son. And so he was like, he come over there, he's like, well, you know, fuck me. Kevin Spacey like, nah, I don't. He's like, no, man, I don't do that. And the dude got mad and killed him. That's the kind of stuff you're dealing with the black man out here. I mean, she's trying to explain it, but and I believe Sarah has a point in it. But to me, that's really illness, and that goes in with the whole aspect. When I first saw her, I thought she was gonna sit up here and say they're trying to make black men gay, you know, and she, you know, she went in with the atrazine stuff. I agree. I've been talking about that for a very long time. Can I ask you guys a question? Can I ask you a question? Why is it 10 years ago, when I was talking about this stuff, people laughed at it? And I wasn't necessarily talking about it as in it makes men gay. I was talking about it as in it adds to cancer. I was talking about how when women get the xenoestrogens, it makes them get more estrogen. It's a mimicker, and they get breast cancer. I was talking about men having issues with having low energy. Why wasn't no one listening then? Why does this only matter when it's homosexuals? That's the question I want to have for y'all today. You know? And that's why black folks are always behind. I was on Roland Martin. I was on one of these sites reading the comments, and someone mentioned Black Winter. Operation Black Winter was a project done right before 9/11, June 2001, in which there was terrorist attacks on the United States. Now, what that was not a pandemic per se. That was getting ready for terrorist attacks. That's what that was. And in the situation, but it's still applicable to coronavirus because it was dealing with hospitals running out of space. It's a lot of the same stuff you would deal with in a real pandemic. I've known about this for years. There's nothing new about it. It's not even. I don't even think a lot of it's classified. And someone said, "What is that? A movie?" Real talk. That's the black people I know. That's the black folks I know. Everything's entertainment. Everything's a big show. Everything's a big game. Everything's about entertaining them. Everything's about ha 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 he. That's black people. Like I said, I'm not fighting for that. I am not fighting for black folks to be ignorant and to be stupid. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying I'm not fighting for that. And sometimes that's what I feel like. That's really what Roland Martin and those guys are fighting for. In a way, I'm like Booker T, I guess. In some ways, yes. In some ways, I'm like Booker T. I am not fighting for, and Malcolm X was similar. I'm not fighting for black people to be stupid and to just walk around ignorant and have somebody tell them what to think, and they just spend all their time watching basketball and football asleep and laughing at people who do choose to pay attention. It's almost like this is my age now. Yeah, it's almost like we're going into my age. We're facing a global